want to explain, guys, the thought process of what happened in my head, and sometimes you don't want to be in my head. But let me try to explain what happened. So Pascal Sigan is on the ball, Kolo Touré. Also, I used to make eye contact with my centre-back, no one on the ball, so I know he can play me. So first and foremost, secure the control and finish. But I want to explain to you something here that's very important. Pause. As you can see here, I'm looking at where the keeper is. And believe it or not, and I know it happened really quick, I thought about a goal I scored in the preseason, and I thought about doing this. And I will go back to explain why I didn't do it. So that's Philippe Sanderos, almost the same ball. I know the keeper in this one came a bit more. He's not really on his line. I know I can lift it. I know, merci, je prends. I know I can lift it, but at that particular moment, I'm looking, I'm like, I don't know if I can do the same thing because I'm not close enough to the goal to be able to lob him. And he stayed on his line. So I'm like, okay, I need to secure it now. So ball comes, you roll it, boom, I secure it. Now, when I turn around, I see Van Persie already. I don't need to look, I see Van Persie. So now, because everybody shifted my way, I'm trying to see, can I feed my winger? Can I feed my winger? And I saw, you will see it in another angle, I saw Robert Pires, but I'm like, I'm gonna lose time that I gain here by him being far, by him kind of he followed Robin Van Persie. At that particular moment, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna waste time. The ball is bouncing, I don't need to look at the ball is bouncing, so I'm looking at what's happening. And I went, okay, put my body in to have a better angle, and I call it the surprise effect. I backed myself up more than waiting to be under pressure. As you saw the player coming back behind me, you will see. But this is where I took the information that I could. Can you roll that one back, please? This is where I took the information, roll that one back. This is where I took the information here of, you can see me here. So I know this guy is following Robin. I can see Robin. Now I know there is a guy coming back. If I let it bounce another time, but I look at Robert Pires here, and then I have a little glance at the goal. Look at my eyes. It's going to be very...
Subtle glance.
So I'm like, now, surprise effect. I need to hit that ball now, because you're going to see a guy is going to come right behind me in the moment that I unleash that strike to be able, you're going to see him coming as soon as I hit it. Now, if I let that ball bounce or I put it down, Cadlec would have taken that ball away from me. So then you need to be equipped, obviously, see it, unleash it with your right, not to take one step. That means you tell the goalkeeper that you're going to hit it with your left foot, but if you go with the foot that you're supposed to put down, there is a surprise effect.
There's so much going on in your head as you're explaining it, but that's all over in 2 seconds. When you're playing the game in situations like that, does it feel like everything slows down?
It does, and I always say my first run, okay, when Kolo Touré plays the ball, I know the ball is coming. I don't need to stay like this the whole time I'm looking at it. So I know the ball is coming, what's happening? Then I go back to the ball. The flight of the ball will not change. Boom. Ball is bouncing.
I was playing.
ball is bouncing. While the ball is bouncing here, you already know it's going up. So you look at what's happening in and around you. You take information. Like I see that guy coming back, so I'm putting my body in. Now I look at the goal, and then you need to execute. Obviously, that wasn't an easy finish, but I wanted to surprise people. I wanted to explain what goes through the mind of someone while the ball is in the air, while the ball is bouncing, and what you think of. And this is why I always preferred goal that I see that someone thought about.
Can I see that last angle again? Because it was brilliant, the way you curved. You talk about the technique. There, outstanding. And now you've talked about all the looks, and now you see the goal. You see the goalkeeper there. You have your little look, you have your little glance, but to execute that with that angle, you've got to get the right amount of purchase.
What it is actually where they were all surprised is normally anyone, even you as a defender, you're like, okay, I'm like this. There's no way you're going to think I'm going to hit it like this. You're going to think that I'm going to give you, that's a signal, I'm about to hit it. But if you go with the foot that you're supposed to put down to shoot, and I'm not a lefty, so you're gonna go, oh, he did it. Now I need to be equipped to. I only see this technically. I only see this. That's all I see.
What's the XG on that, Jamie?
No, but you know what I mean. I'm like this. I can't see Kate anymore here. I see Kate, but then I don't see the goal anymore here. So you understand what I mean? That's what I see. I see more of the Arsenal fan there than the goal technically. Wow. And then you need to be equipped to do it. Like I said to you.
And is that one of them goals that you say it wasn't in till it was in?
That's the one. That's the one. It goes in when the ball goes in. It's in the net.
With pundits talking about the game or
Not
anything
pundits,
like that.
it's all like internet nonsense.
Was it easy for you two to block out the noise?
Yeah, was for me.
Yeah.
Was it?
What about you?
Yeah, same. I didn't listen to any of it. I mean, I know it's ironic because we're sitting here covering the game, but I think when you have issues as a team and it's going difficult, you need to block out all the outside noise, and there is a lot of noise. In the dressing room, you know what's happened, the manager knows, the players know, and you fix it. When you listen to everybody else's opinion, you know, there's too many opinions and it can make a mess.
And before the game, we haven't been overly critical about Liverpool at all, have we? I think you've been quite measured in how you should respond to it. And when you play 600-700 games like we have, you're always going to go through peaks and troughs. When you win trophies, people go overboard, and when you lose a couple of games or lose a semi-final, people go overboard. So it's just about keeping the medium, and you always know that a couple of days later you've got another game to try and prove people wrong, and that's what Liverpool have done tonight, and so they should do.
They did need a response though, and that must be satisfying for them to get it, and also to get 5 different goal scorers too.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it started from actually just defending properly. You know, a couple of the goals came actually defending a little bit deeper and then in transition. You know, I think if they defend well, they will be absolutely fine. You know, they have so many wonderful attacking players. So I think even Virgil will know that. He'll probably say, get people a little bit closer to me. Let's defend properly and let the boys at the top of the pitch win games.
Maka, let's rejoin the game when they're already 1-0 down
Yeah.
and they needed somebody to give them a little bit of a spark, and it was Ekitike.
Yeah, and we mentioned him before game because he's been a real bright spark in Liverpool's attack since he joined the club. And his goal was really nice. The first touch was excellent. This one over across Robin Koch. He has to pull himself up. And then his awareness to slow himself down, have a look at the goalkeeper. Doesn't rush at all. Everything is cool and calm in his mind. He knows exactly what he's going to do. Look at the goalkeeper, slows down, gets Liverpool back in the game. And he has to play now, doesn't he? I mean, I don't know whether Alexander Isak has got an injury. That'll come out in the next couple of hours. But he's a starter all the time. He's really
Right now he's their best player.
Yeah, he's their best forward, isn't he?
With the two of them starting tonight, if it was a dress rehearsal, not so much a dress rehearsal, if it was a competition or an audition, then Ekitike is very much one hands down.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And I think not only that, I think there were at times today he played almost as a 10 and he dropped and he received the ball. He's a beautiful football player. I think obviously size, technically, and it looks like he can kind of embrace the pressure of what it's like to play for a massive football club like Liverpool. So he has to be a guaranteed starter at the moment.
So what now for Isak? It's very, very early days still, and there are so many games. Will it do anything to his confidence of coming off at half-time and this tonight?
It will if it's just a sheer choice. You're not playing well enough and get off, but I'd be very surprised if it's not an injury or some sort of precaution, because to bring somebody off after 45 minutes when you're 3-1 up, when he wants to play more minutes to get his fitness levels to such an extent, I'd be very surprised if it wasn't something else. And if it is something else, then Arne Slot has got an easy decision to make now against Brentford, because you really play Gakpo, Ekitike and Mo Salah, because Isak's struggling and Chiesa probably needs more minutes. So it may spare him a chance of dropping one of the 4 forwards. But again, we'll wait and see when we finally get to know what's wrong with Alexander Isak.
Like an attitude, really, isn't he? Very calm, very chilled. Here's his touch map. What did you make of his performance overall?
Didn't have to do much to defend, did he, Maka?
No.
The thing is, he is everywhere, and I think normally you think about, a Targum and a Gyökeres or those types, Haaland. This guy is a pure player. He's a beautiful football player. This is ridiculous, by the way. The pace that he has, and not only that, this second one, this touch I think is amazing. And then the composure. He said he knew the goalkeeper would open his legs. I didn't know that. He didn't even know him. He just signed this summer.
Yeah, he's probably just said that in his interview, I think, mate.
No,
That's what it was. Oh yeah, but it was nice and calm, wasn't he? Goalkeeper comes flying out. Has a look at the goalkeeper to see where his body is and how he's positioned, and gets his goal.
He has a confidence which I think is quite unique, actually. I don't think you can really teach that. He carries himself with, I think Fletch said it in commentary, he has an elegance to the way he plays. And I think he's got something special, I think, about him. Obviously he's a fantastic player. Like you said, he's calm.
He's got a real good body shape on him. When you see him running with the ball, he moves his shoulders really well, and he drifts left and right. He just looks like a real natural runner. And he's very skillful as well, and of course, coupled with the goals he scores, he's going to score plenty if he stays fit.
Let's talk about Mo Salah, guys, and whether or not it's too early to talk about any kind of changing of the guard yet, because this could also just be a little bit of a momentary blip for Mo Salah. The consistency that he has had over his career, especially at Liverpool, has been incredible.
Yeah, one of the best, and he deserves. Maybe he's had a little rest today, but that won't last very long. He'll be back in on the weekend. The season that he had was one of the best I've ever seen last season in terms of goals and assists. And he's still scored a couple in the Premier League already this season. Not like he hasn't scored at all. And he could have had a couple even against Manchester United. So I think to make him a little bit angry or maybe push him is not a terrible thing. And they have options now to rotate in case somebody has a dry spell.
Has the complexion changed now to what it was at the start of the show? not in the studio, but perhaps online? Everyone calm down.
Well, listen, I mean, Florian Wirtz got an assist, didn't he, tonight? I mean, before anybody starts saying that second
You're
one...
not having a second one.
That second one is not an assist. It was a simple pass to Slobozlai. That wasn't an assist. But his first one was an assist, so that gets his confidence levels up. And then people stop talking about that. So loads of tick boxes tonight for Liverpool and a lot of the players.
All right, guys. Look, we're going to see more of the Liverpool goals after.